Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks for search and destroy. So let's just get into it. Tip number one. So tip number one, it's with your class setup. So you want to have two copies of the same class, just with different perks. For example, custom 1 has flak jacket while custom 2 has ghost, and the other two perks they're exactly the same. And the reason for that is for enemy UAVs. So anytime the enemy has 1,000 points, you can't see it right now because I'm the only one in this game. Anytime they have 1,000 points, it means they have, or they should have at least a UAV. So you want to switch to this. Now there's a time where the enemy will actually call the spy plane later on in the game, and I believe you have around 10 to 15 seconds to actually switch to a different class, as long as you don't shoot or like waste the lethal or anything. So if you see that spy plane called in, or if you hear the announcer, just switch to the second class, and that's it. You'll still have, you know, the ninja and spycraft, but you won't have flak jackets. So you just gotta be careful for like lethals and shit. But trust me, this comes in handy. So two copies of the same class. All right. Tip number two. So tip number two has to be doing with your grounded mental behavior. By default, it's just a one tap and you'll vault anything, and that can really mess you up. You know, if you're ever in a gunfight and you accidentally vault, for example, like let's say you're shooting, decide to jump, and then now you're in hit fire. You know, that can mess you up. So basically, you want to have it on second press. So anytime you need to vault something, you have to tap X twice, or your jump button twice. So I can jump right next to it, and it doesn't do anything. But if I press X twice, then it will, for example. See? So that's the tip. Don't have it on one tap, have it on two tap, just because, you know, you don't want to lose to a hip fire on accident. Alright, tip number three. Tip number three is your sliding. Whatever you do in S&D, you never want to slide unless it's at the beginning of a game where you just slide in and get some speed. For example, like off a window or a ledge, just to get some speed, that's okay. But if you're ever like in mid-map and there's enemies, you never want to slide just because it's so loud. Even if you have ninja, it doesn't actually suppress your sound. So anytime you slide, it's as if you weren't running ninja. So whatever you do, don't slide. You don't want to slide just because, you know, it's stylish or just to stay on your toes. I mean, it is cool to peek corners quick, but if you're in S&D, enemies are always pre-aiming. So you never want to slide, because if you slide into a corner and they're already pre-aiming, you're dead. Plus, it's loud. So let's say if someone was in this building and you were just to be sliding like this, they can hear you easily, and they know anytime you slide, they can pinpoint where you are. So never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever slide unless you know when you slide it's going to be someone in this corner. Like, for example, if someone was in this corner and I was 100% sure and there was like nobody here and I just knew he was there, what I would want to do is not slide here. Don't ever slide like before or too early. You want to slide at the exact moment. And that's a valid slide, but just sliding just because, no sir, that's going to get you killed. Alright, tip number four. So tip number four, it's actually having to do with your perks, specifically spycraft. If you read the description, it basically says it counters all field upgrades, like field mic, jammer, counter spy plane, things like that. So basically, if you're ever in the vicinity of a enemy field mic, they cannot hear you, or sorry, they cannot see you, and with gas mines, they actually won't pop, and you can actually hack it. Now this is mine, so I can't hack my own, you know, gas mine, but if this was an enemy, you could just go up to it, hack it. If there's ever a field mic, you don't have to worry about it. If there's ever a counter spy plane on, it actually won't take you off your minimap. You can still see it. And there's just a lot of benefits, especially in S&D. So I would recommend running it. And the only reason you would want to run it is just to counter, you know, mainly the field mic. You know, the field mic, it's like a free UAV for the enemies. So you don't want to, you know, you don't want to be exposed to that. So that's something I recommend, spycraft. Alright, tip number five. Tip number five is actually specific to this map, and it has to be doing with this watchtower. So a lot of people don't know this, but you can actually jump from this spot up into the watchtower instead of taking the ladder. It's actually kind of hard. You have to jump last minute, but you want to jump from this rock right here. It's a white rock. So basically, it has to be a last minute jump. You can actually do like a little strafe jump if you want to, but it's kind of hard. But if you want to do a straight jump, you just want to jump the last second. And I missed. Hold on. Last second. And you see, now you're on here. Now, it's not something you want to do early game because you're just going to get sniped off the bat from either, from this car right here or truck, or from right here. You always see people camping either this, behind this rock next to the ledge, or behind the window. So just be careful. You can either go prone straight off the bat and just kind of watch this area, but just keep in mind you're in offense. You need to push the bomb, so don't just camp all the time. Anyways, moving on to tip number 6. Tip number 6, it's with the bomb site. So most of you probably already know this, but keep in mind it takes 5 seconds to plant all the time in any S&D game in Cold War. It's always 5 seconds to plant and 7.5 seconds to defuse. So if you ever need to plant it, you just need 5 seconds. If you need to defuse it, you need at least 7.5 seconds. So just keep an eye out on the timer. It's currently it's set on unlimited, so you can't really see it. But just keep an eye out. If it's at least 10 seconds, you have some time to defuse it. Another tip with the bomb, real quick. If you know enemies, for example, on this map, if you know enemies have planted the bomb and you're currently on this side, and there's enemies just kind of camping, they're camping, they're not showing themselves, and they're just waiting for you to defuse. They're waiting for that sound notification. You know, when you hear someone defuse, you can hear them clicking the buttons. You can actually just fake defuse it. Boom, fake defuse. They're gonna hear that. They're gonna hear the beeps, for example, this sound. They're gonna hear that. As soon as you click the first button, they're gonna start hearing it. You can fake defuse it. They're gonna be running because they're panicking because they know you're defusing, and that's it. It's a free kill. Same thing with any bomb. To be honest, it's the same thing. All right. Tip number 7. Tip number 7 has to do with the offense and defense. Most maps, the bombs are in the middle, and because of that, defense will always reach mid-map. But in this case, this specific map, since the bombs are so far back, offense and defense actually reach mid-map at the same time. So for offense, just keep in mind you're able to push far out. You don't have to stay this far back. You can actually go up to this truck. This is the point where everyone meets, and most of the time you'll see defense running up to this truck. You can actually hear them, and you'll actually get to this truck before they do, or at least exactly at the same time. And you know, this is where you get in the gunfight. You don't want to peek out too much because then you're exposing yourself to any other people who are over here pre-aiming. Just keep that in mind. Not all maps have defense reach mid-map before offense. It depends on the bomb sites, to be honest, but just keep that in mind. Anyways, tip number 8. Alright, so tip number 8 has to be doing with your movement, or specifically your footsteps. Even though Ninja does make your footsteps quieter, it doesn't fully suppress it, especially when you're in a building. For example, outside, if I run, enemies won't really be able to hear me just because it's so open and sound doesn't really amplify. But if you're inside a building, the floor changes. Like, for example, this is concrete, so your footsteps would actually be louder, and enemies are able to hear you clearly even if you're in a building. For example, this building right here has tiles, and because the bomb is also here, they'll keep an eye on it most of the time. For example, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's pretty loud compared to when I run outside. Just keep that in mind. Anytime you're running, just keep an eye out on what you're running on. For example, water down here, Ninja doesn't suppress this, so enemies can hear this really clearly, all the way from the bomb site. So if you're running towards the bomb from this angle, they're gonna be able to hear you. So just make sure you run closer to the rock. Second thing, try not to jump unless you know there's an enemy and you're gonna like catch him off guard. Jumping is just as loud as sliding, so just be careful. Don't jump all the time unless you absolutely need to. You basically just want to move without sliding or jumping. The only time you want to do that is if you're going in for a kill that you know you're gonna get. Anyways, moving on to tip number 9. So tip number 9, it's actually with the minimap. So by default, you just get a little circle compass on the top left of your screen. And anytime you call UAV, you'll be able to see enemies like afar as dots. But if you ever need to take a look at the entire map, you just click your touchpad or whatever you're on. I don't know what you click on if you're on PC. And you just click R1, and it can give you a full view of the entire map. This is something you want to be using all the time, especially when you have UAV. The minimap, it's not that big, only gives you a portion of the map. This gives you the entire map, so you're able to see exactly where everyone is at all times, even your own teammates. So I recommend using this. This has to be like second nature. This is something you want to use all the time. If you hear bullets, if you hear a gunfight, just take a look, 1 second look, just so you know where they are, and you can work around it. And anyways, moving on to tip number 10. Alright guys, final tip, tip number 10, has to do with speed. So they actually nerfed the attachment known as the speed grip. This used to be the fastest attachment in terms of movement speed, or sorry, sprinting movement speed, but they nerfed it. Now pistols, no matter what, they're going to be the quickest weapon to run with, unless you actually run a new attachment, and it's known as patrol grip. Basically, this has your sprinting movement speed up to 15.38, the same thing as a pistol. For example, see 15.38. So basically it used to be speed grip, now it's patrol grip. So if you're looking to have that, maximum sprinting speed, you want to switch to patrol grip. And actually, even though the horizontal recoil control is a benefit, you won't notice it when you run patrol grip. Honestly, bro, there's no significant difference. So I would recommend running this patrol grip over the speed grip. Alright guys, as far as my settings, here they are. I play on 1111. Stick sensitivity is 1-1. I play default claw. I play flipped, so I shoot with L1 and R1. L2 and R2, that's like my tacticals and lethals. Aim response curve type, it's going to be dynamic. Controller vibration, you want to have it off. You can just ignore that, disable it. Aim assist, it's going to be on. Target aim assist, it's going to be legacy, so it feels like Modern Warfare. ADS aim assist, you want to have that enabled. We talked about this earlier. Make sure it's on second press. All this is just default, going all the way down to dead zone. You want to have it 10, 99, 10, 99. Going back down, this is all default. And then we talked about this earlier as well. Make sure it's as tap to interact. Graphics, you're gonna have 120 hertz if you're on PS5. Field of view 110. Affected, disabled for motion blur. Audio, master volume is gonna be 100. Sound effects 100. Music 0. Dialogue 50. Cinematics 100. Audio presets high boost. This is just preference. And yeah, that's it. Alright guys, let's get into a game and just see how I do while I commentate. I don't know, we'll see.
Search and destroy.
Oh my god. Alright guys, so I just joined a game late. They're currently winning by 3. I feel like I might die. Someone's inside the building. Killed him. I joined late, so they're already pushed up. Gotta be careful. My teammate's holding the building down. I'm gonna peek this side. I heard somebody. They heard me. They did not hear me. One more. Dead. One's up top. Last guy.
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0.
Alright, bomb site. Bomb is down here. I don't hear anything. My guess is that he's pushing around because my teammate was covering mid earlier, but let me just make sure. I don't hear anything. I'm listening for sounds right now. I feel like I'm in a bad spot right now. Let me actually move. Last guy, I think he was AFK. I'm not sure, he's not moving.
Good job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go
He's
home.
0 and 2, so.
Switching rally points.
Okay, we're currently 200 points. We gotta get I think we have to get 2 more kills. I'm not sure, 6 to get a UAV. Let's actually push hard B, left side. Hopefully I don't die to us. Okay, no one's pre-aiming that, so we actually have to pull out our sniper. Dead. Oh, one more. He's gonna peek it. Yes, he is. He fell for that. Okay. Hey. Gotta go crouch mode real quick. Check. They saw me. I saw him. Let me actually. It's gonna be up top, maybe. My teammate just died. Okay, last guy. He's up top. Dead.
Good job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go home. Switching rally
Alright,
points.
so we have a UAV. Now I'm not going to call it in yet because I don't need to. It's only round 5. Or 6, sorry. I'm going to push A,
Hold the objective.
go mid, see if I can flank him through mid building. My teammate just called in an RCXD. He's going to go all the way around. Someone might push this right now. No push. Push. Dead. Dead. Reload. I don't have that many bullets. Frame this. I missed. Doesn't notice. Doesn't notice. My teammates are dying from behind us. Last guy in the back as well. He's right here.
Their last asset.
He's not. He doesn't have ninja. Dead.
Don't get cocky. We need to repeat that performance. Switching rally points.
We're doing pretty good. Alright, so we have a counter UAV so we can counter their spy plane if they call one, which means I don't have to switch to my ghosts class, so I can still keep running flak jacket. Now last round they did push B side my rush route, so what I'm gonna do this time is just hold this angle for a couple of seconds to see if they do it again. They do, and I missed. Alright, he has that hold now. My teammate, I'm gonna see if I can get the shot. I'm gonna risk it. I got the shot. Alright. Peek this just in case. Sometimes they vault, sometimes they don't. My teammate's playing it slow. Oh, okay, they shot at him, but he didn't die. I'm gonna flank around to see if I can get the flank. They don't notice. Someone just jumped off. I saw them. I think he saw me too. Or did it? Oh my god, my bullets are crazy right now. Okay, 2 of them jumped off. There's 1 more. I think someone's up top. I'm actually back up. Alright, I think they might be flanking us from our spawn. Let me check. Oh my god, someone shot me through the tent.
Don't get cocky. We need to repeat that performance. Switching rally points.
Alright, we're up by 1. We still have UAV. We haven't died, so we're still on our streak. If we get 1 kill, we get our I forgot the perk name, or the streak name, the flak jacket. I'm actually do the same thing they did last time. Let's see if I can get off. Okay. Yeah, his reaction time is slow, so I can do that. Now I think there's gonna be 1 more. Someone up top? Someone is up top. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I can flank. There's no one here. It was distracted. Someone inside. 1 more. Oh, other side. He's gonna jump this. Nope, he is not.
Don't get cocky. We need
16-0.
to repeat that performance. Switching rally points.
Alright, I think that's game. But just to be sure, let's just play seriously. What's up, man?
Eliminate the objective.
Okay. Oh my god, Siri, what are you doing? What the fuck? Alright, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do it a second time. Nope, they're not. Alright. They saw me. I'm actually going inside. There's 2 up here.
We got the bomb.
He's gonna back up. 1 more. He's gonna peek this. He's gonna peek it. I know he is. He's not gonna peek it. He has a shotgun. Alright, we won.
Bravo Zulu.
Ain't no mystery.
And that's it.
Just that good.
My teammate took the sacrifice so I could get the kill. So that's how you. I guess that's my commentation or my commentating. Hopefully you guys like, subscribe, and peace.